everyone, and welcome to episode 48 of Unboxing Wednesdays for comics arriving in stores on September 28th, 2011. It is the last week of the DC number ones. We've got a lot to get to today, so I'm going to ask Rob to open up some boxes. First up, we've got some t-shirts. Here's a really cool Thundercats collage shirt. Here's a Mortal Kombat shirt. Scott Pilgrim doing a tribute to Sonic the Hedgehog. Mega awesome! Last week we had a pretty cool Galactus shirt, and this one is right up there along with it. This is a really cool retro style X-Men shirt, and an awesome retro Spider-Man Peter Parker shirt. And here is a Punisher shirt. Lots of really good shirts today. Wow! Ending off the shirts for this week is this Skeletor design. New today from WizKids is Superman HeroClix. This looks like it's going to be a really cool set. Lots of awesome Superman themed characters such as Superman and Lex here. Some Flashpoint figures as well. Rob's going to open up one of these boxes right now and we'll show you what we have. Rob is hoping that he gets the Flash. Let's see what happens. Alright, so there's no Flash. So we have Wildfire, Manchester Black, Bruno Mannheim, Lois Lane Superwoman, and Intergang Underboss. Aside from the Wildfire here, not really a terribly interesting pack. Black Panther, issue 523.1. Captain America and Bucky, issue 622. I'm making a prediction right now. This is going to be the top selling book of the week. Actually, we're lucky if we sell one copy. It's a shame, too, because Ed Brubaker's writing it. Chris Somney is doing the art, and his art is really cool. But just not a lot of interest in a Captain America and Bucky book, even after the success of the movie. Secret Avengers, issue 17. Here's the Secret Avengers variant. New Avengers, issue 16.1. Astonishing X-Men, issue 42. X-Men Legacy, issue 256. Wolverine, number 16. Annihilators, EARTHFALL, issue 1 of 4. Deadpool Max, number 12. Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, issue 1 of 8. FF, number 9. Iron Man 2.0, number 9. The Mighty Thor, issue 6. This is the regular cover. And here is the John Romita Jr. variant. Kick-Ass 2, number 4. Here's a new creator-owned series from Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley, and it's called Brilliant. Here is the variant cover. Hey everyone, remember Fear Itself? Well, here are the Fear Itself tie-ins for the week. We've got Hulk vs. Dracula, issue 2 of 3. Fear Itself The Deep, issue 4. Avengers Academy, issue 19. Journey into Mystery, issue 628. And New Mutants, issue 31. Next up, we have the Spider Island tie-ins. Here is Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, issue 2 of 3. Herc, issue 8. Venom, number 7. And Amazing Spider-Man, issue 670. We've got 2 Ultimate Comics books out today. First up is The Ultimates, issue 2, and Spider-Man, issue 2. When Marvel pitched the idea of the Ultimate Comics relaunch to retailers, they told us that we could expect 1 Ultimate Comics book a week. That was the game plan. Already they've been late with 1 book, with Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, and this week we have 2 showing up in 1 week. Something I want to mention about Marvel books is there's been a lot of talk about what Marvel's doing to counteract this whole New 52 thing that DC has been dominating September with. And the good news for you Marvel fans out there, Marvel's come up with some ideas that you may like come October. We're coining it the New 4. Those 4 books that are relaunching are Uncanny X-Men number 1, Wolverine and the X-Men number 1, Avenging Spider-Man number 1, and Incredible Hulk number 1. All 4 of these books have great artist and writer teams working on them. If you're looking for some Marvel to complement all those new DC books you're picking up, those 4 would be great places to start. For those lifelong Marvel fans out there, you'll probably be adding those 4 books to your pull list anyway, but make sure you talk to your local comic shop this week about pre-ordering some of those books so that you get them for sure. Alright, moving on to trade paperbacks and hardcovers. We first have JLA Book 1. This is from Grant Morrison's run, and this was the storyline that showed us just how awesome Batman and the Justice League can be. We've got the first volume of Cross-Gen Sigil, drawn by our friend Leonard Kirk. Here's something that some people might be interested in. I don't know, there's been a lot of people that have been getting mad at DC Comics for their portrayal of Catwoman in last week's batch of comics. Maybe they need to read this book. Transformers Heart of Darkness, Alpha Flight Classic Volume 2, Deadpool Operation Annihilation, now in hardcover, Jane Austen's Emma. Any fans of Castle out there? This is Richard Castle's character Derek Storm that he writes books about, featured in his first comic. I haven't watched it yet, but if you saw Castle the other night, apparently this book was featured in it. Ultimate Comics Avengers vs. New Ultimates, The Death of Spider-Man, Green Lantern Corps, The Weaponer. I think this book's going to be a pretty cool read. From Frank Miller is Holy Terror, and this is about somebody who goes on the offensive against terrorists. The tagline on the back says, Empire City is in peril, and a whole lot of folks need killing. Sounds like Frank Miller's kind of book. True Blood, The French Quarter, number 2. Angel and Faith, season 9, issue 2. Snake Eyes has 2 covers this week. G.I. Joe number 5 has 2 covers. Dungeons and Dragons number 11, and Witchblade number 148. American Vampire, issue 19. We've got a new Ghostbusters ongoing series. This is issue 1. First cover, and here's the second cover. It's DC Comics time, and this is the last week of new number 1s out of the new 52. But before we get into those books, we've got some second printings that are hot off the press that have just arrived in stores this week. First up, we've got Action Comics number 1, Batgirl number 1. We've got a second print of the Justice League number 1 combo pack. This has the regular print copy, plus a digital download code inside for a digital copy. Is the digital download a second print? I don't know. Alright, here's Blackhawks number 1, drawn by our friend Ken Lashley. Here's the Savage Hawkman number 1, drawn by Philip Tan, and written by Tony Daniel, who was, of course, the writer behind Detective Comics number 1. So those of you who really like Detective might want to pick up this book here. Voodoo number 1. Those people who were kind of outraged by Catwoman number 1 and Starfire's portrayal in Red Hood and the Outlaws last week, I'm sure are going to love this book this week. Voodoo's alter ego is that of a stripper, so you know where this book is headed. Green Lantern, The New Guardians, issue 1. This is a book that's going to focus on Kyle Rayner and members of the other Lantern Corps. Justice League Dark number 1. This could be an interesting read this week. We've got Deadman, Zatanna, Madame Xanadu, Hellblazer, all in one comic. Here's I, Vampire number 1. There's a lot of people I know that are looking forward to this book. It's The Fury of Firestorm, written by Gail Simone and drawn by Ethan Van Sciver. All-Star Western number 1 is a book that I'm interested in. It features Jonah Hex in 1800s Gotham City. Here's Teen Titans issue 1. I really became a big fan of Teen Titans when Jeff Johns started his run right after they converted from Young Justice to Teen Titans. I hope that this number 1 issue lives up to the quality from that number 1 issue. Batman The Dark Knight number 1, drawn by David Finch and written by Paul Jenkins. All of the Bat Family books have been doing really well through this relaunch. We'll have to see if this one does the same. Aquaman number 1 has probably one of the best creative teams other than Justice League on it. We've got Jeff Johns doing the writing, and we've got Ivan Rice doing the art. I haven't had the chance to read this yet, but a lot of people online are saying that this is the standout book of the week, and Jeff Johns finally succeeds in making Aquaman cool. Rob says Aquaman's always been cool. Here's Superman number 1, another one of the big releases from this week. And taking a look inside, it's very George Perez. Lots of panels, lots of dialogue. Pretty much sums up George Perez to a T. Here's what we think is going to be the big book for us this week, and probably for a lot of retailers all over the world. It's The Flash number 1. Dan DiDio has said that this is the best-selling Flash comic in 40 years. And that's really no surprise, being that many retailers bought 200 or more copies of this book so that they could get the 1 in 200 sketch variant. But we think it's going to be one of the best-selling books in our store on Wednesday because we have series artist and writer Francis Manapul appearing here in store to sign copies of this book. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, please check out our Flash launch party commercial that you'll find on our channel. It features Rob showing off his Flash collection. You'll definitely want to check it out. It's just a quick video. I'll put a link to it right here. Here's the Flash variant cover that's going to be on sale tomorrow, and it features a cover by Ivan Rice. Francis has really outdone himself on the art in this book, and everybody should pick this up. In this panel here, we can see the mysterious, strange woman of the DC Universe who is, by the way, has appeared in every issue of the New 52, as far as we can tell. And she's the same woman that appeared in Flashpoint number 5. And one has to wonder what role she's going to play in this new universe and what her purpose is. So that's it for the New 52. They've all been released. And I guess the excitement's all going to be gone after this week. There really is no reason for us to be open anymore. This is our last episode of Unboxing Wednesdays. I think we're done. Nah, we're going to stick around. I hope some of the excitement from the number ones sustains itself into the number twos and beyond next month. It doesn't mean that there isn't going to be any more new number ones from DC. In fact, next week we've got a new number one coming out in the form of The Huntress, drawn by our friend Marcus Toe. And to celebrate that occasion, we are going to have Marcus here in store signing copies of The Huntress number one between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. on October 5th. So if you are anywhere near Stadium Comics, you might want to come out that day to get one of those issues signed. All right, now let's move on to contests. Last week we wanted you to tell us what your favorite all-time Batman story was. A lot of people picked books like Nightfall or The Killing Joke. Unfortunately, everyone was incorrect in their answers. The answer we would have accepted, both Rob and I, would have been No Man's Land as the all-time best Batman story. It doesn't get any more epic than that. The other answer Rob would have accepted is the old Batman story where a fake Paul McCartney dies and Batman and Robin have to try to figure out how it happened. But we did have to pick a winner, and the winner is YouTube user Ratty Gooch, who aside from having a funny YouTube username, picked a really cool story in the form of Scott Snyder's Skeleton Key from the latest run of Detective Comics just prior to the relaunch. Alright, we've got a special prize for this week's contest, and that is a signed copy of Flash number 1 by series artist and co-writer Francis Manapul. It will come with a Stadium Comics Certificate of Authenticity. Throughout Flash's history in comics, writers have made use of the term Flash Fact when giving an interesting fact about the story or about the character. So what we want you to do this week is come up with your best Flash Fact. It could be about anything at all. Rob and I will pick the best Flash Fact from the week to win a signed copy of this comic. Remember that you must be a subscriber in order to participate. Alright everyone, that is it for this week. I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to read about our weekly adventures in our webcomic Time Nerds, which you can access through timenerds.com. There's new pages released every Monday. Don't forget to watch the guys from Flavorful Sauce doing their reviews on our channel each and every week. And as always, you can connect with us on any of the websites you see listed here on the screen. Enjoy your comics this week, everyone, and we'll see you next week for episode 49. Take care.